Hi students, in this video I would like to cover the topic errors. In errors, what is the accuracy and precision? Types of errors. First one, systematic errors, which includes instrumental error, error due to imperfection and personal error. Second one, random errors. Third one, least count error. Fourth one, absolute error, relative error, percentage of error. Last one, combination of errors. In our daily life, we have to measure different physical quantities in different fields. For example, length, mass, time, electric current, thermodynamic temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity. So, in measuring these values, we cannot get the exact value or actual value. So, for example, if a student measured practically acceleration due to gravity, G value is found to be 9.83 meters per second square. Another student, he got the value 9.78 meters per second square. Both the values are close to the actual value 9.8 meters per second square. Actual value or true value. So, what is the accuracy? That means the measured values are nearer to the actual value or true value than the experiment is accuracy. So, coming to the definition of accuracy. Accuracy is a measure of the closeness of the measured value to the true value. So, what is a true value? Coming to the same experiment, that is by using simple pendulum finding the acceleration due to gravity. For example, if n number of students are doing the same experiment, every student got values like if x1, x2 and so on, xn readings are there. Then what is the true value or actual value? We define true value as if x1, x2 and so on x are the results of an experiment repeated n times, then the arithmetic mean is known as the true value or actual value. So, arithmetic mean of the average of all these is represented by x bar equal to x1 plus x2 plus and so on xn by capital N. Capital N is number of times repeated the experiment. Otherwise, it can be also represented by x bar is equal to sigma I equal to 1 to n xi, where I equal to 1 to and so on n. This is known as the true value. Arithmetic mean of the all the repeated values is known as the true value. Next, coming to accuracy. So, what is the accuracy? We take a resistor whose value is 100 ohms. Its exact value is 100 ohms. If a student measured by using multimeter 1, he got 100.1 ohms. Another student measuring with a different multimeter, he got 103.5 ohms. Among these two values, which one is close to the exact value? The first one, obviously. So, the first reading measured by the multimeter 1 is said to be accurate. So, accuracy is the closeness of the measured value to the true value of any measurement. Next, precision. What is precision? For the same resistor, which its value is 100 ohms, by using multimeter, we take the repeated values, that is, readings are taken 4 times. By using the second multimeter, also readings are taken 4 times. By using multimeter 1, every time we got 100.1 ohms, 4 times. By using the second multimeter, we got 97.2, 98.3, 102.9, 104.6. So these are differ from one another. But according to the first multimeter, all are repeated values. We can say that by using multimeter 1, the values obtained are precise. So what is the definition of precision? It refers to the closeness of two or more measurements. Here all are one. They are the same. If they are differ by 100.1, 100.2, 100.3, 100.4, then we can say that these are precise. So it refers to the closeness of two or more measurements. There is a closeness between the measured values, then we say that these values are precise. So precision is, it refers to the closeness of two or more measurements. Otherwise, precision is the ability of instrument to show the same result for similar arrangements every time. Accuracy and precision. We can clearly understand what is accuracy and precision considering 4 cases. Each cases we have readings. For the same resistor whose actual value is 100 ohms. So in case 1 we get the all values like this: 97.2 ohms, 98.3 ohms, 104.6 ohms, 102.9 ohms. So by considering these values, each value is different from the another. There is no closeness between these values. So we can say that these results have less precision. So the actual value is 100 ohms. These values are differed from are not close to the actual value or true value. So they are not more accurate. So these values are said to be less accurate and less precise. For the second case, the readings are 98.3, 98.3, 98.3, 98. These are repeated values. Otherwise, they are very close. So we can say that these values are more precision, and the observed values or measured values are not very much close to the 100 ohms. So we can say that these values are less accurate but more precise. Why these values are more precise? These are very close or repeated one. Next, coming to the case 3, 99 ohms, 100 ohms, 100.1 ohms, 100.2 ohms. So these values are observed values or measured values are very close to the actual value. So we can say that these values are more accurate, but these values are differ: 99.9 ohms, 100 ohms, 100.1 ohms, 100.2 ohms. So these are not repeated like that. So these values are also said to be less precise. So these case 3 measurements are more accurate but less precise. Coming to case 4, 100.1 ohm, each time 100.1 ohm. So these are very close to the actual value or standard result. So these are said to be more accurate and all the values are repeated. So we can say that same value. So these are more precise. So I think you can clearly understood what is accuracy and what is precision, which readings are more accurate and more precise. Next, error. What is the error? Error is nothing but every measurement has a true value or actual value. If a student or if a observer measures a particular quantity, if it is coincide with the actual value or agree with the actual value, then we can say that there is no error in the measurement. If there is uncertainty, that means if there is a difference in measuring these physical quantities, we can say that that reading has a errors. So coming to the definition, error, it is the difference between the measured value and the true value, or error is the amount of uncertainty that is present in the measurement made with a measuring instrument. These errors are divided into systematic errors, random errors, and so on. So first one, coming to systematic error. What is a systematic error? Errors which have definite cause, there is a cause, poor accuracy and did not give the actual value, and repetitive in nature are called systematic, and the errors are repeated. So we are measuring a length of a wooden bar. We are taking a original tape. The tape which one is not changes its nature by temperature or by any other mechanical strains. So this is called original tape. So by measuring original tape, the reading is found to be 10 centimeter. This is the original reading. Then we are measuring a tape which is known as stretched tape. The reading is found to be only 8 centimeters. This is less than the original reading. So this is called lower reading. So 2 centimeters less than the original value. So these errors are known as systematic errors. So systematic errors have definite cause. There is a difference, or there is a uncertainty, or there is a lack of instruments. So errors which have definite cause, poor accuracy, and repetitive in nature are called systematic errors. Next one, some instrumental errors. For example, there is a scale. The scale must be very straight, but there is a drawback or imperfection in designing the scale, that is bended like this. So this are due to the instrumental constructional errors. So this is bended scale, so imperfect in design. Next one, thermometer. In thermometer, the divisions must be equal distance. If they are not equally distributed, or space among the each division is not same, there will be a error in measuring the temperature. This is nothing but incorrect calibration of the thermometer, or error in calibration. Similarly, in case of, if it is a voltmeter, ammeter, or multimeter, the starting needle must be stayed at 0 reading, but the reading is not stayed at 0. Suppose it is at 3. So if we measure a ammeter, or voltage, or a current, or a resistance, we got reading is 5.3, but its actual value is 5.3 minus 3, but is found to be 5.3. So we have to correct this. So these are known as zero errors. So the needle bring back to 0 position. Next, imperfectional errors. These errors in experimental technique and procedure, because they don't know what is the procedure, how to use the apparatus, how to take the readings. So this is the correct measurement of by using a scale, but these are taken readings, they are not in a straight position. This is the wrong measurement. This is the wrong direction. Next, personal errors. These are entirely due to the personal peculiarities of the experiment. For example, taking observations without care or actual procedure. So, for taking the readings, ammeter must be connected in a circuit series to the circuit. This is the correct design. But here connected ammeter is connected in parallel. So this is the wrong design. This is the correct design. So in this reading there may be error. This is the correct procedure. Right. Random errors. These are mainly due to the sudden changes, that is temperature changes, mechanical forces changes, any other sudden changes. So random errors. The errors which is irregular, whose causes not known and random in nature are called random errors. Random errors cannot be minimized by taking the precautions. So random errors are mainly due to the unpredictable fluctuation. For example, day 1 we are taking a temperature, it is found to be 300 Kelvin. Day 2 we are taking the reading, it is observed to be 290 Kelvin. Day 3 it is observed to be 390 Kelvin. Suppose we are finding the velocity of sound in air at room temperature. So day 1 is different value, day 2 is different value, day 3 is different value. It is due to the, because velocity of sound depends upon the temperature. So temperature is changing. So each time we are not getting the repeated value. So values are changing. So these are due to the unpredictable fluctuations in temperature. These unpredictable fluctuations or different fluctuations may be due to the temperature or voltage ups and downs in the voltage supply, some other disturbance, mechanical vibrations, like that when we are doing the experiments, if the tables are moving or any mechanical force, there may be some vibrations. These are also cause for the random vibrations. Next one is least count error. Before going to that, what is least value? What is the least count? The smallest value that can be measured by the measuring instrument, it is called the least count of that instrument. So by using a meter scale, the least value is 1 millimeter. So what is the formula for least count? Formula for least count is value measured in n divisions divided by number of divisions. Again, value measured in n divisions divided by n divisions. For example, we know that 1 centimeter, there are 10 divisions. So 1 centimeter equal to 10 millimeters. So value measured in 1 division of 10 divisions is nothing but 1 centimeter. Here the number of divisions are 10. So least count equal to value measured in n divisions. In 10 divisions we are measuring 1 centimeter. Number of divisions 10. So the value is equal to 1 centimeter by 10, which is equal to 0.1 centimeter, which is equal to 1 millimeter. For example, least count error. For example, we are measuring a instrument, its value is found to be in between 7.1 and 7.2. So the value beyond 7.1 we cannot measure, because by using scale we can measure up to 1 millimeter. Less than 1 millimeter we cannot measure. So this is the error in least count. So cannot measure smaller than the value 0.1 centimeter, that is 1 millimeter, by using meter scale. Similarly, in case of a physical balance or any weighing machine, the smallest value by using weighing machine we can measure is 0.01 grams. So these errors comes under the category of least count errors, comes under the category of systematic errors and random errors. Next, absolute error. What is a absolute error? Coming to the definition, absolute error of measurement is the magnitude of a difference between the individual measurement and the true value of the quantity. Already we saw the true value of a quantity. If x1, x2 are the measurements and so on up to n times, then its true value is given by x bar equal to x1 plus x2 and so on xn by number of times repeated the experiment. So nothing but arithmetic mean of the repeated experimental values, nothing but true value or actual value. Here the absolute error is the difference between the true value and the first reading, true value and the second reading, true value up to the nth reading. So again a mean equal to, let the arithmetic mean equal to or true value is equal to I equal to 1 to n sigma ai by n, where n is the number of times repeated the experiment, I equal to 1 to n is known as the true value. So error for the first reading, say a1, which is denoted by delta a1. So it is the difference between the true value and the measured value. Measured value is a1, true value is nothing but a mean, so delta a1. Similarly, delta a2 equal to measured value is a2, actual value is true value is a mean, so a2 minus a mean, and so on. Delta an equal to an minus a mean. We take the modulus, it may be positive or it may be negative. So we take the modulus value, only positive values. That is absolute error delta a1, modulus of delta a1 equal to modulus of a1 minus a mean. So absolute error for a1 is modulus of delta a1 equal to modulus of a1 minus a mean. Similarly, and so on for a2 and so on. an, modulus of delta n equal to modulus of an minus a mean. So this value is the absolute error for the an value. Next, mean absolute error. Nothing but it is the arithmetic mean of the all the absolute errors. For example, delta a1, delta a2, modulus of delta a1, modulus of delta a2, modulus of delta an are the n absolute errors. So sum of the all absolute errors by number of times. So mean absolute error definition is arithmetic mean of all absolute errors gives mean absolute error. So delta a mean equal to nothing but mean absolute error modulus of delta a1, modulus of delta a2 and so on modulus of delta an by n times. That is delta a mean equal to sigma I equal to 1 to n modulus of delta ai by n, where I equal to 1 to n. So there may be the actual value of a may be written as a equal to a mean, that is true value or actual value, plus or minus mean absolute error. It may be positive or it may be negative. So sometimes it is less than the true value, sometimes it may be greater than the true value. So that's why the value of a equal to a mean plus or minus delta a mean. Delta a mean is the absolute mean absolute error. So the actual value of a, sometimes it may be a mean sometimes it may be a equal to a mean minus delta a mean, sometimes it may be a equal to a mean plus delta a mean. So the value of a is lies in between both the values, one time minus, one time plus. So a value lies between a mean minus delta a mean plus delta a mean. Next, a relative error. The definition of relative error is, it is the ratio of mean absolute error to the a mean, that is true value. So the definition is, the relative error of a measured quantity is the ratio of mean absolute error delta a mean to the arithmetic mean of all measurements a mean. Next, percentage of error. Percentage of error is called a relative error into percent. A relative error is delta a mean by a mean. Delta a mean by a mean into 100 is called nothing but percentage error. Next, combination of errors. Coming to combination of errors, suppose a physical quantity some z is equal to a plus b. So the value of a is measured by a student 1, it is found to be 3.2. The value of b is measured by the student nothing but it is 3 centimeters. In measuring these values there may be a error. That error is nothing but delta a, nothing but in b delta b. Delta a and delta b are the absolute errors. So the quantity a may be equal to a plus or minus delta a, b is equal to b plus or minus delta b. So if here the quantity, physical quantity z equal to a plus b, so or some other cases z equal to a minus b, or some other cases z equal to a by b, or some other cases z is equal to a into b. So z is the combination of a and b, but measuring in a there is a absolute error, measuring in b there is a absolute error. So there must be a error in the physical quantity z. So these are called the combination of errors. These are known as combination of errors. First one, error of a sum. Error of a sum. In addition, if the two physical quantities are added, z equal to a plus b. If delta a is the measurement, that is uncertainty or error in a, then the value of physical quantity a can be written as a plus or minus delta a. Similarly, in b the error is delta b, it may be positive or negative. So the physical quantity b can be written as b equal to plus or minus delta b. So adding these quantities, that is z equal to a plus b, a and b have errors. So there must be error in z. Suppose delta z is the error in the z, then we can write z value may be z plus or minus delta z equal to a equal to a plus or minus delta a plus b equal to b plus or minus delta b. So that is z plus or minus delta z equal to a and b, that is a plus b plus or minus delta a plus delta b. That is, sometimes it may be added, sometimes it may be subtracted. So maximum possible error in summation is nothing but delta z equal to delta a plus delta b. Next, error in case of a difference. Suppose a physical quantity z equal to a minus b. If delta a and delta b are the errors in measuring A and B physical quantities, then there must be a error in Z, that is delta Z. So according to given relation Z equal to A minus B, so the value of Z may be Z plus or minus delta Z. It may be plus or minus, which is equal to some difference of A and B. A is A plus or minus delta A, minus B is nothing but B plus or minus delta B. So Z plus or minus delta Z equal to A minus B. We can write A minus B separately, minus of delta A plus or minus delta A plus or minus delta B. So Z plus or minus delta Z equal to A minus B minus plus or minus delta A plus or minus delta B. Here Z plus or minus delta Z equal to A minus B plus or minus, the error may be sometimes summation, the error sometimes may be subtraction. So the maximum here, it may be positive or it may be negative, but the maximum possible error is nothing but plus delta Z equal to delta A plus delta B. So in case of subtraction or in case of addition, the maximum possible error delta Z equal to delta A plus delta B. It is the sum of the individual errors. It is the sum of the individual errors. It may be minus of delta A plus delta B or plus of delta A plus delta B. Next, combination of errors in case of a product. If a physical quantity X is equal to product of A and B, then corresponding errors in physical quantity A and B and X are delta X comma delta A delta B be the absolute errors in measuring X comma A and B. We can say that, or we can write then X is equal to X plus or minus delta B. X is equal to X plus or minus delta X. Similarly, A can be written as A plus or minus delta A. Similarly, B can be written as B plus or minus delta B. So we take X common. So X common. Next 1 plus or minus delta X by X. In this we have to common A. So A common 1 plus or minus delta A by A. In this we have to common B. B into 1 plus or minus delta B by B. So X into 1 plus or minus delta X by X. Here A, here B. So we take, bring to close, that is AB into 1 plus or minus delta A by A into 1 plus or minus delta B by B. Since X is equal to AB, AB get cancelled. So next 1 plus or minus delta X by X equal to 1 plus or minus delta A by A into 1 plus or minus delta B by B. You have to multiply this 1 plus or minus delta X by X equal to, multiply 1 with 1, we get 1 with delta plus or minus delta by B by B, that is plus or minus delta B by B. Next multiply delta A by A with 1, we get plus or minus delta A by A. Multiply delta A by A with delta B by B, that is plus or minus delta A by A into plus or minus delta B by B. Here the values delta, also in the next step 1 get cancelled. Then delta X by X equal to plus or minus delta A by A plus or minus delta B by B plus or minus delta A by B, delta A by A into delta B by B. Here delta A and delta B are very small. For example, delta A equal to 0.0001 or A equal to 1000, then its value is found to be very small. Similarly, delta B equal to 0.0003 and b equal to 2000. Its value is found to be very small. So product of this will become very small. So here delta A and delta B are very small, then their product will be negligible. So we can write delta x by x equal to plus or minus delta A by A plus delta B by B. That is relative error in A plus relative error in B. That is relative error in x. So relative error in the physical quantity x is equal to the sum of the relative error in A plus sum of the relative error in B. So in case of combination of error, in case of a product, relative error in x is equal to the sum of the relative error in A and sum of the relative error in B. Similarly, combination of errors in case of a division. If a physical quantity x is equal to A divided by B, suppose delta A and delta B and delta x are the absolute errors in the quantities A comma B and x. So then we can write x may be x plus or minus delta x equal to A can be written as A plus or minus delta A, B can be written as B plus or minus delta B. So take x common in this expression, x into 1 plus or minus delta x by x equal to, take A common in the numerator, 1 plus or minus delta A by A divided by, in the denominator we have to common B. So it will become 1, B common means we have to divide the remaining equation with B. B into 1 plus or minus delta B by B. Since this is A by B, since x equal to A by B, so A by B is x, this x and x get cancelled. So 1 plus delta x by x is equal to 1 plus or minus delta A by 1 plus or minus delta B by B. Suppose if a quantity B is equal to some C by D, we bring D to numerator, we can write D power minus 1. Similarly, 1 plus or minus delta B by B whole power 1. So we bring to upside, we can write it as minus 1. So 1 plus or minus delta x by x is equal to 1 plus or minus delta A by A into 1 plus or minus delta B by B whole power minus 1. Here, by using the binomial expression, 1 plus x whole power m, this can be if x is very small when compared to 1. If x is very small compared to 1, we can write it as 1 plus mx. Similarly, this delta B by B is very small when compared to the 1. So we can write it as 1 minus plus or minus delta B by B. We can write it. So in the next, so 1 plus delta x by x is equal to 1 plus or minus delta A by A, that is 1 minus 1 multiplication, that is minus plus or minus plus delta B by B. So 1 plus or minus delta x by x is equal to multiply with 1, that is 1. Next multiply with 1 with minus plus delta B by B, that is minus plus delta B by B. Multiply with delta A by A with 1, that is delta A by A. Multiply with delta A by A with delta B by B. So we can write plus or minus, both are same. So which can be written as delta B by B into delta A by A. Right? Delta A by A. This is mistake. That is only this is delta B by B. This is delta A by A. Here this delta B and delta values are very small compared to the B and A. So product of these values tends to very small, so we can take it as 0. So here in the expression 1 get cancelled. So remaining is delta x by x is equal to plus or minus delta A by A plus or minus delta B. So we can have maximum relative error is in x is, that is delta x by x equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. only two possibility. Delta error in x may be sum of these quantities. So that's why that is multiplication, plus into plus plus, minus into minus minus, minus into minus plus, or minus into plus minus. Only there are two possibilities. There are four multiplication, only two possibilities of answer. That is, one is plus, another one is minus. So in case of division, relative error in x is equal to sum of these quantities, or we can say that delta x by x is equal to delta a by a plus delta b by b. So in case of division and in case of multiplication, maximum relative error is sum of the relative errors in a and b.